What's going on, everybody? Coach Stefan here. I'm with one of our clients, Derek. Do you mind introducing yourself just so people kind of know who we're chatting with?
Sure. My name is Derek Wooldridge, and I live in Denver, Colorado, but I'm from Southern California. Lived all over the place in between. Um, I work as a business and management consultant, mostly in telecommunications.
Yep. And you've been with Pursuit for about,
Almost 2 years. Well, in May, it'll be 2 years.
yeah, 2 years. And man, do you feel like it's gone by fast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it has. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. It's gone by fast. And I know you guys can't see from looking at him, but Derek came to us 2 years ago. And in my opinion, like you weren't in like bad shape, right? Like you weren't, you know what I mean? You didn't have a ton of weight to lose. Go over, go over like if you can rewind 2 years ago, what were your goals coming into the program?
Well, 2 years ago, I was about to turn 50 years old, and I don't know if it was a midlife crisis or what, but I decided I'm not going to be that 50-year-old who just lets it all go. And post COVID, I actually gained some weight, quite a bit of weight. For me, I'm not like a large framed person to begin
Yeah.
with, but I, put on quite a bit of weight with eating dessert every night that I never used to really eat. And um, I gave up drinking alcohol 4 years ago, and since then I kind of got a sweet tooth, so that I would put in desserts instead. So weight was fluctuating a little bit, and I didn't like it. Like you said, I wasn't obese or had to lose a ton of weight or anything like that, but I'm glad I did. I feel
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And I think like the best way that I could describe your physique when you first came was like kind of what the industry would consider like skinny fat a little bit, right?
That's
Like,
exactly what I would say.
yeah, like
Yeah,
like in a shirt, you wouldn't be like, oh, this guy's overweight. But like when you take your shirt off, it's kind of like that skinny
yeah.
fat type thing. And I know you guys can't see, but fast forward and Derek is ripped. Like he has like a ripped six pack. And it's good to tell people too. I think it's really important for them to understand this was a 2 year process. And I'm not saying it took 2 years, but like,
Yeah.
he wasn't, I know a lot of coaches go, oh, in 12 weeks, I'm going to get you ripped.
Yeah. Don't
This
believe
is some,
that.
yeah, no. This is something to where, and if you look at our, depending on where you're watching this, if you look at our transformations, we have a lot of people that go from like skinny fat or dad bodish to a six pack. Some people do get there a little bit quicker. Most of those people had like a lot of really good muscle underneath. Their nutrition wasn't good. For you, it was a combination of like doing a body recomp, building up muscle, like you did it all at the same time. Uh, Walk me through that process, like overall, and we'll break down a couple different things, but I mean, how has your experience been in the last 2 years working with Pursuit and making this journey?
It's been awesome. I'm so glad I found you guys, and it was just kind of by chance. And I think the program, it really resonated with me because, excuse me, it was perfect for my lifestyle. It's very structured, but it's not rigid. That's what I like to say. You can, you're provided everything you need to be successful, but you got to do it yourself. And they're always, you and my coach Bryce are always there to support me no matter what. So I really like, that everything's provided. I don't, to be honest, I don't really love working out with other people. So getting like an in-person trainer isn't really that exciting for me. I'd rather
Yeah.
do my own thing, put my headphones on and do what I need to do and go for it. So
Yeah. And a big thing that we work on, and this is nutrition, right? Like your
yeah,
body
yeah,
transformation,
yeah.
and we talked about this last time we were chatting on Zoom, a lot of it came from nutrition. And, being somebody that we had a gym in Arizona and managed gyms before, it's not that in-person training is the worst thing in the world. I mean, even for somebody that would like somebody, but like they don't really do nutrition.
But
And
yeah,
I would,
you need that.
yeah, I mean, I would strongly argue that a lot of your transformation came from you being diligent with your food. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I track pretty much everything every day. I've hardly missed any days in the last couple of years tracking just because I kind of like it. I kind
Yeah.
of know what I'm eating, and I eat way more healthy options. And not that I've always been a pretty healthy eater, to be honest. It was just the desserts that
Yeah.
were kicking in. But yeah, but it's just knowing where to be with your calorie count for your current, goals, and your macros and that kind of thing is really helpful because I wouldn't. That's the other reason I joined is I've gone through workout phases throughout my life, but nothing this consistent because you don't really know what you're doing unless someone shows you.
Yeah.
And nutrition is a huge part of it. It's probably I would say it was the biggest. So for the first year or two is the biggest part of it. Um,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
now getting more comfortable or better with my form and that kind of stuff with exercising. But nutrition is something you easily can handle on your own without is you have guidance of calorie count and macros and that kind of thing, but I can eat whatever I want, really. It's pretty awesome. I just have to stay within my goals. So, and it works.
Yep. Yep.
Imagine.
Yeah. I know. And I've been doing these interviews, all week with different clients, and some of them are from some of our different coaches too. And it's cool to see that what as a company, what we're prioritizing is getting through. I mean, obviously it's important. And one of the main things is nutrition because we know nutrition makes up and 60 to 70% of your body composition. And a lot of people, when they come through, think, I'm just going to have to eat chicken, broccoli, and rice. And I actually just talked to somebody on the phone, not in our thing. And he goes, yeah, I lost 80 pounds before. All I did was eat chicken, and bigger dude. He's like, all I did was eat chicken, broccoli, and rice. And I go, well, what happens when you get to the point and you're like, this diet sucks, I'm done? He's like, I gained it all back in 3 years. I said, yes,
Yeah.
because you're finding something that's unsustainable. And so what we want to do with our clients, and you've been a great testament to this, is I mean, like, no, we don't want you to eat whatever foods, right? But
Well, yeah,
you'll
yeah.
make, yeah,
And
you'll
within
make
reason.
healthy decisions
Yeah.
because you're actually forced to see it. It's like this. If I just gave you a credit card and, I'm like, yeah, just spend money and you never had to
Yeah.
check your balance,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like, I don't care. But what if every time that you spent something, you had to actually write in a checkbook and you saw your balance? Like, you'd be a lot more conscious about what you bought, right? Or if you paid everything in cash, you'd be like, oh man. But and so it's kind of forcing you to like really look at the decisions you're making versus most of the time we're like, I'm hungry, this tastes good, and we're just like putting things in our mouth,
Yeah.
you know. And over
That's
the
what
time, you're like,
yeah, that's what I don't do is just pick up whatever I see because I'm going to track it. I'm like, oh, I can't. It's like you said, it's money. Oh, I can't afford that right now. I'm not going to eat that right now because I'm already you know, too close to my goals for the day. So, or even the opposite, if I happen to know that I'm going to be eating a huge dinner that night for some special reason or whatever, I'll just manage it earlier in the day. So,
yep. And I mean, the power of that too. And I actually think it gives people a little more freedom, like understanding what you're eating. And the thing too is like, you have to eat all day, every day till the day you die. It's not really a choice of ours, right? So at some point, it would make sense, I think, to understand that, to really get control of it. Like, your confidence around food, day one to now, what's that change look like?
it's pretty, it's, I mean, like I said, I've always been kind of a healthy eater. I enjoy eating healthier than junkier stuff, but I know kind of what things are now, I guess, calorie wise, protein wise, that type of thing, what to look for, what's better for you than another option, and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have like grown in that aspect and had more education and feel more confident.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm sure people always want to know just I know you kind of talked about a little bit of the experience, but being an online coach, I mean, there's a lot of different things online, right? There's like the whole cookie cutter. Let me just email you. Everybody does the same thing. There's, oh, I had a question and I emailed them and they got back to me 3 days later. How has the communication and like working and building that collaborative relationship with coach, how has that been, since you started a couple years ago?
It's been awesome. It's been kind of perfect for me and my tastes and lifestyle, I guess, because um, Bryce, my coach Bryce, are always there when I have questions. I mean, I've never had to wait that long for an answer, not even 2 hours probably. Um, and it's just been great. There's a lot of means of communication, whether it's the app and stuff like that, or just email. And we meet quarterly for quite a while to talk about everything. If I needed to meet sooner than that, absolutely do that. And the weekly check-ins are really good for that too, because we can kind of chat back and forth about the week, how it went well, what didn't go well, and you know, it, it's been great communication. It's perfect for me, I guess I should say.
Yeah. And that's good, right? Because there's I do some business coaching for fitness coaches, and not everybody's company has good communication. That's obviously very important because we're an online company and we're training people literally all over the US. And so I'm definitely, I mean, Bryce is awesome, but I'm on all the coaches on their butts like, hey, we got to make sure we're like logging on and we're responding and we're there because, you guys are going to have questions. I know you're crushing it and you've been on for a while, but I'm sure when you were new, you're like, okay, am I going to be able to get a hold of my coach? Like I might have
Yeah,
questions. And so that's cool to hear that, it's
yeah,
it's working perfectly for you.
never had a problem with that at all. It's been awesome.
Awesome. So what would you say your biggest takeaways are from the program since you've been in? I mean, 2 years, a lot of the people I've been chatting with, maybe they were in a couple months. I know we've actually had some people in a little bit longer, but you're one of the people that have been in quite a while. What do you think your biggest takeaway is?
Um, uh, Consistency, I guess, and just doing it whether you want to or not. Because I've never regretted going to the gym. Even if you feel, kind of like sluggish that day or whatever. Um, the nutrition part, like you mentioned, has been huge for me just to watch what you put in your body, not just don't just eat whatever you want. I shouldn't have said eat whatever I want earlier. It was like, within reason, obviously, but
Yeah.
but um, just and track everything. At least for me, I'm a big listing kind of person. I like to know what I'm doing, what my goals are. Goal setting is really important because I like to meet the goal. So it feels pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I think you've probably surpassed your first goals when you came in. Would you say that you've surpassed what you thought was kind of possible at first?
Yeah, I never thought that I would see my abs again at 51 years old. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So I'm curious, do you know your metrics, like how much body fat you've lost, how much muscle you've gained, or how much weight you've dropped?
I've dropped a little over 40 pounds and about a little over 10% of body fat.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's so good. 40 pounds, 10% body fat from like skinny fat to ripped six pack. Like this guy posted a picture, because he's proud of his progress. And I just saw the comments. People were like, dang, dude, you look good.
Yeah,
Um,
it's funny.
I,
People that I haven't talked to in high school, a high school friend asked me how I did that. And I'm like, well, here's the information. So maybe they'll be
yeah,
calling
yeah, yeah, dude. I mean, it's been great. And you've been a great client. And as always, like, we're not doing it for you. So kudos to you. Hats off to you. You are putting in the work. You are consistent. You're listening to your coach. You're doing the things you need to be doing. And I'll be the first to say that like people, it's not that online coaches isn't for everybody, but you have to be the person that says, I'm going to do it. I'm investing financially. I want to make this change. You have to have the desire because like we can't do it for you. Even an in-person trainer can't do it for you. Um, so, I mean, really, it's just also hats off to you. Like, we are there as the coaches, and people sometimes are like, wait, a coach, trainer, like, what's the difference? Well, the difference is a trainer, like in
Mm.
person, they train you and that's it. And they're there and they exercise you, and that's great. But a coach guides you, educates you, motivates you,
Absolutely,
empowers
absolutely.
you, like just like almost like a sports coach, right? They're like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to play in this position. So when you go in the game, I'm not there. Like you're doing it on your own. And so it's really important that we're kind of hitting all the aspects like the training or supplementation or nutrition and scheduling and motivation. And the way that I explain it to people is basically when it comes to somebody's fitness journey, what we help them with is A to Z. Anything that you could think of that you would have questions or concerns about from your fitness journey, we're able to help you with. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, 100%. Even not just what you would consider fitness related, just like your stress and energy levels, that type of thing has a big, huge impact on your program and you know, if you're stressed out or if you're too tired, it's going to impact things. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's a nice holistic
yep.
It's, yeah, I really enjoy. I've really enjoyed it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, we work a lot with mindset, right? Like it's not a big thing too, is we realize that Derek, you are Derek, you're a person and you have emotions and stress and life and so it is hard to just be like everybody follow this program and if you're like, wow, I got multiple kids or I'm traveling or whatever. And not that that's a terrible option for everybody, but having something that's more customized to you, having the accountability, having the education, having somebody kind of by your side on the rough weeks to kind of be able to jump on the phone with you or chat with you. It sounds like, I mean, not even sounds like, obviously it's made a huge difference, right? From the transformation you made. And dude, it's huge. So I look forward to you continuing and you know, working with us. And you've honestly just been an awesome client. I told Bryce, I'm like, give me the clients that I should do interviews with that I've crushed it the most. I already knew your name was gonna come up, but yeah, it's been great, man. So I really appreciate you taking the time out too to chat. And I know somebody's gonna watch this and hopefully it inspires them. And they're like, actually, the guy that I just chatted with before is 51. He's like, all right, I'm in my 50s.
Yeah.
So considering like you did that 40 pounds, 10% body fat, six pack, like way more consistent. I mean, I think, you know, anybody can do
Way more energy. Sleep is a big thing too. Yeah,
that.
focusing on. I've been really trying to get better about that. I have had bad habit of staying up late, but but this has really helped with that too. So
Yeah, dude, overall healthier. That's the goal, right? Kind of
yeah,
enjoying your life
well,
a little bit more.
feel great. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping on and we'll catch you on the inside. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.